Hey, it's David from B2B. So in the last 47 days, we have spent just over £8,500 on LinkedIn ads and have returned £61,800 in revenue and sales into our business. So that's a 7.2x return to a cold audience in less than 60 days. And what I want to do in this video is just break down our entire strategy. So what you're seeing now is a tracking sheet. In a moment, I'm going to go into our ads account, show you the type of ads we're running, the techniques we're using, and how we're measuring success. And I really hope you can take something away from this and start using it in your business right away. So I'll just take you through this sheet first of all. This is an external tracking sheet that we use, just a spreadsheet. Obviously, you can track a lot of this stuff from within the campaign manager itself, but I like to do this externally for two main reasons. One, because some of the data in campaign manager can be a bit dubious, to be honest. It doesn't always measure conversions properly. It doesn't always measure, cost per lead and cost per demo properly, in my opinion. And secondly, having to manually input data into a spreadsheet, it just keeps you honest and it makes sure you're tracking things really carefully and you avoid mistakes. So as you can see so far, you can see February and March is the only 2 months that we've been running ads so far. We spent just under 3,500 in February and just over 5,000 in March, so a total of 8.5. This has generated 9 leads or 9 sales calls or consultations so far. We've done 6 of those and the 3 of them will be in the future. And this has signed 4 clients and that's a total of £61,800 in new revenue. Most of that has been paid up front and then some of it will be paid over the next couple of months. So you can see at the moment, cost per lead is just shy of £1,000 and the total ROAS, so return on ad spend, is 7.2x, meaning for every pound we put in, we've generated £7.20 on the back end within 60 days. So really good returns, pretty rare to see that in any sort of marketing, to be honest, within such a short time frame. So that's the tracker. Now, what I'm going to do is go into our ads account and just walk you through the strategy in a little bit more detail and move my face to the other side. I think that's going to be slightly easier. So you can see we have 3 layers of ads here. So you've got your campaign groups, your campaigns themselves, and then the ads within the campaigns for anyone that's not particularly familiar with this platform. Looks like my face is going to be really annoying. So you can see we've got cold ads going to a purely cold audience, and you can see that's where the majority of the spend has been. We've got warm ads, and these are people that we're retargeting, right? So they're people who have been on our website or people who have interacted with our cold layer of advertising. And then we've just introduced last week a hot layer. So we've only got £158 that have been spent in this layer so far. And these are people who have interacted with the warm layer or they've shown high intent. So they might have been to a calendar page to book a call with us or certain other high intent pages that we have on our website. Or they've just interacted with our warm layer of content. So this is the approach that we use. We have the cold, the warm, and the hot. And I'll just give you an overview of what we have in each layer now. So this is the cold audience. I love video ads, and that's partly because I just think video is such a good medium to use. You can transfer so much information so quickly. So you can see we have this cold video views ad, which is basically our video sales letter. Running to an audience of 210,000 people. So this is quite broad. It's basically just business owners within the UK of the business size that we can work with. So you can see we've spent, 3.2K on this in the last just 30 days alone. And the interesting thing you'll note here is that the click-through rate is very low. Now, a lot of people will see that and they'll say, oh, these ads are not performing well, but that's because we're not optimizing for click-through rate. We're optimizing for video views. So if you go to the video tab here, you can see click rate very, very low. We've had on this cold audience alone, nearly 60,000 views and 153 people have watched the video from start to finish. It's a 15-minute long video. A lot of people have watched half of it. A lot of people have watched 75% of it. And then a decent number of people have watched 25% or more. So this is how our retargeting works. Anyone who's watched 25% or more, they get put into the retargeting audience because we can tell there's at least some interest there. If they've spent 2-3 minutes to watch some video, then there's some interest there, okay? So that's the purely cold audience. This is another cold audience, but it's actually a lookalike. So it's built from the retargeting audience. We built a lookalike from the retargeting audience, if that makes sense. So they are still cold, but those users are coming from the retargeting audience. Slightly different, but similar metrics. A smaller audience overall. It's only 8,000 or 9,000 people. So we have less ad spend going on that. Okay. So that is the cold. So that's just people who have no idea who we are, and we're just purely cold audience. This is what we have running right now in the warm layer. I'm just going to remove some of these to make it a little bit clearer. So firstly, we're just running the same video sales letter. We actually have two versions of one video sales letter. We're just running that to them again. So they're seeing the exact same ad again. We also have some insight videos. Actually, probably this video I'm recording right now will end up as an ad. Spoiler alert. And these are just actionable, useful insights that people can input into their business right away. We would also use things like case studies, social proof and stuff in this layer, because by this time, people have at least a little bit of interest in what you're doing, and they need to know that they can trust you. They need to know that you have expertise. Okay, so that's where the insight videos come in. Some of these will link back to our website. Some of them will be calls to action, that is just to follow me on LinkedIn and stuff like that. So you can build up some momentum on your personal brand as well. And then we also have, just at the moment, we're running an ad to a workshop that we run. So this is actually a 50-minute long or 46-minute long workshop that we ran last week. And you can see that the ad is basically the start of that, and then people are clicking through to watch the rest of the video. So you can see quite a lot of people are actually booking through, even though it's only been running a couple of days now. So that's in the warm layer. And then I'll go into the hot layer now. And remember, this is people who have interacted with either our warm layer of ads or people who have gone to like our calendar page or sort of high intent pages. So we've only spent £150 yet. This is actually incorrect. It's had 2 conversions, maybe even 3 conversions so far. And that's because we've warmed these people up. We've spent a lot to get them first into our ecosystem, and then we've warmed them up with our warm ads, which is why the conversions are really good. And this is just a video of me talking to camera, talking a bit about what we do, talking about how our guarantee works, and then saying, hey, do you want to have a conversation? So it's capturing that demand that has been built up in the cold and the warm layers. So that's a bit of an overview. Hope it was useful. Please share this with someone if you want, if you think it's useful and you think other people should see it. Post a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.